Welcome to Junior Field, home of Hamul Little League. My name is Jeremy Adams. I will be your announcer for today's Junior League sectional game between District 22 El Centro and District 41 Lakeside American.
Batters always try to squeeze the strike zone. Look at that crouch there. That was a breaking pitch right above the knees. Doesn't matter how much you crouch on that one. That's still a strike. This was a heck of a call by Rick over at third base. The ball beats the runner. The foot is in front of the bag. He's blocking that base, and he can because he has possession of the ball. So when the runner slides through to the left of his foot, missing the bag, and he gets the tag down, he's got an out there. Boom. Here's another really nice pickoff attempt by El Centro. The ball gets there in time. The glove is down, but the hand is to the left of the glove and sneaks in, touches the base, and Robin Aaron nails this call. The coach was claiming that the batter didn't make an attempt to get out of the way of that pitch ball, but this is good enough for me. Pitchers need to stay in on those breaking pitches, and they need to decide at the very last second. It sometimes looks like just a little flinch, and they're good. If a pitcher's in motion and a batter asks for time, I'm not giving it to him. It's important that batters know that they can't just call time and step out of the box. They are requesting time. If I'm not granting it, they step out at their own peril, and I told him if that pitcher had thrown it down the middle for a strike, it would have been on him. For an infield fly to be called, it needs to be catchable with ordinary effort by an infielder. It makes no difference that he's on the outfield grass. He could have been deeper, even into the outfield territory. If he's able to settle underneath that ball and catch it with ordinary effort, then we have an out, regardless of whether he makes that catch or not. Pitchers can make any number of preliminary motions, but they need to actually come to a complete stop, and he never does. Good call by Rick over at third base. We didn't nitpick on this one, but he balks right here with that little move towards third base. You're going to see him do that a little bit more pronounced later, and we got him for that one. I covered this in depth in my last video, but the dugout really can't be screaming when the pitcher is in his pitching motion. That is a clear attempt to draw an illegal pitch or a balk, and it's not allowed. Coach asked me to keep an eye on their dugout, and yeah, he had a good point. First baseman bobbled this one. Took him a while to get possession, get his foot back on the bag, but luckily he had enough time to get the out. Nothing much to talk about here, just a good double play. This little lean towards third base right there before the pitch, that's a balk, 100%. I hurt myself really bad on this play. You'll see in just a second here, when I go to step, I hyperextend my calf muscle. I tore something. And in the moment, the pain was so sharp, I thought really the only thing that I could think of was that the bat hit me. But obviously, the pain was kind of clouding my mind. The bat was way over and to the right. There was no chance it could have hit me. So I was thinking that it was just bruised and I could just work it out. But boy, anytime I put some pressure on there, it was just shooting pain up and down my leg. We got together briefly and modified our four-man rotation since I was just going to be staying at home. It's really nice working with an experienced crew that can just adjust on the fly, and you know that all the bases are going to be covered. When the batter gave up on this pitch, I noticed the catcher was coming up over home plate and catching it directly over home plate. I didn't have interference because the batter held off on that before, but on this next pitch, the catcher clearly stepped in front of the batter and took away his ability to swing.
Catcher's interference.
I don't know how we missed this balk. Turns his shoulders all the way. I actually thought that he wasn't on the rubber, and then he started his pitching motion, and I was like, whoop, missed that one. On this wild pitch, I needed to be on third base extended, but I could not make it, and I stayed first base extended. That's the moment I realized staying in the game was going to negatively impact the game, and I was going to have to make a change and come out. Look at how high this pitch is, and then listen to the fans. I chuckled to myself a little bit on that one, to be honest. Robinair was in the perfect position. He sees the tag right on the runner's back right there. And he lets everyone know he saw the tag right on the runner's back. Look at the runner on second base trying to interfere with this play. If he had shaded that ball a little bit longer and caused the shortstop to miss it, then we probably would have had interference on that play. Thankfully, Rick showed up and allowed me to come out of the game and put my leg up on an ice pack.